Oh, I don't know what's going on in the world anymore. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mailman Apocalypse. So, if you're not aware, tariffs are in on everything now, as far as I'm aware of, aside from things that are labeled as gifts, apparently. But I'm sure different things about that will come up as time goes. So, the 29th was the last day before the supposed new tariff stuff comes in. So, if you're not aware, we're not really talking about political stuff here per se. We're talking about buying your import video game stuff. Because if you like me or you watch my channel, you probably dabble in Asian versions, European versions, and things of games. Be it that because they didn't come to the West, or be it that it's just like cheaper or whatever, whatever particular reason. There are different reasons to get different regions of games, but now you'll want to be more cautious about it because now we're no longer free of the tariffs. So originally in place, there was basically a exceptional thing where basically if they met a minimum value, regardless of wherever the fuck they came from, they didn't have to follow tariffs. Apparently, who would have known? Apparently, because everything's really fucking cheap in China, a lot of China shit still came through without meeting tariff stuff. So, in the counter that, they got rid of the exception. So now there is no exception. If it's not from America, it's tariffed. So that means if you buy some from Japan on eBay, it's tariffed. If you get some from PlayAsia, it's tariffed. Now, how much is it tariffed? That is the thing that's still very unknown. But we're going to talk about some of our options, choices, and ways to deal with this. So first thing I want to start off on really positive news. Video Games Plus. Now, anytime I usually talk about a lot of the different online stores, Video Games Plus is highly praised by me because it is a awesome video game store that does so much for us. Gets reprints, provides cheaper prices on things, and fucking helps out a bro when they need it. Plus, they can do giveaways and shit. You also get points. You can get free shipping. They're fantastic for the most part. The only thing I can really criticize about Video Games Plus is if you're looking for absolutely dirt cheap fucking deals on shit, like the stuff where you walk into Walmart and for some reason, like fucking Mario's $10 on the Switch for some reason, you're not gonna likely find that on Video Games Plus. They do offer good sales here and there though. So it's not to say they don't happen. It's just those are more unique to them versus the kind of random stuff you might find at other places. So, they have their advantages and disadvantages. Overall, though, I like generally buying a lot of my new games at Video Games Plus. My pre-orders and my new games, and a fair number of import things, like from limited companies. Like I've been getting a lot of my Wet Art games through them because I can get free shipping versus Wet Art's website itself. So yeah, they got a lot of nice advantages like that. So the good news, Video Games Plus has announced that they are not passing tariffs onto the consumer as of right now. They have plans set in motion to be able to ship within America. That means, by being shipped from within America, that means they won't be tariffed because they're in America. So they have no plans of putting tariffs or anything on our American orders. And as of right now, there are no additional fees or anything, even right now buying from Video Games Plus. Fantastic. And that is a really good business move because everyone else is basically doing something. So this could really actually work out for them in a lot of ways. Because, for example, let's say, because they get a lot of the Asian English releases and stuff PlayAsia has a lot of times. So now I'm going to likely compare how much whatever the shipping stuff is outside PlayAsia to them. Because usually, to be fair, sometimes the prices are just a little bit more on Video Games Plus at times for certain items. subjective. Sometimes it's a little cheaper, sometimes it's a little more. You know, it's that wheeling and dealing. Goblin wheel, goblin deal. Yeah, it's part of the game, you know. Now, though, with the tariffs in place, there could be potential where they could snag a lot of the importing shopping from the American side of things. So that'll be interesting to see. So I would still continue to keep an eye on Video Games Plus, as they seem to continue to be a fantastic place to shop at. eBay! eBay has already put out a statement on what they're doing with tariffs and stuff, and essentially you'll be told whether it is being bundled into your price or whether you will have to pay the delivery person at the door of that. Now, personally, if these are options to get a new eBay order, I hope these are options, because I would rather just pay and not fucking worry about it. Especially since I'm usually at work when they deliver the shit. And my dad's just not going to understand the concept of like, well, you want more money? It's going to be a very weird interaction if that's a necessity. So, eBay looks like it's going to do a mix of combining it with your order to where you'll have to be charged on delivery. So, that'll be iffy and very concerning, to be honest. If you're familiar with the VAT system for EU brethren, you know, we've spent years feeling bad for European Union brethren in the gaming space, because they have to pay all kinds of ridiculous fucking fees for import products, and now it's us getting the short end of the stick on that now. But of course, they still have it way worse. I've always heard of them having, you know, options to prepay for VATs and all that shit, and then they still ask for, like, oh, you need to pay your fee thing. That, like, I already paid it. So that is a little concerning, in my opinion. Hopefully, we don't have to suffer that, because, good lord, last thing I want to do is waste more time, fucking have to prove I already paid for something and shit and that. Ugh. So hopefully we don't have any of that problem, because I hear that is so horrible with VATs. So let's hope for the best on that. But yeah, it sounds like eBay is a little up in the air on the way, like singular way. Like I said, I'm hoping it's an option, but it's sounding like it might depend more on who the seller ships it with. So it might be a variety of things. PlayAsia. PlayAsia is combining any tariff fees with your shipping, so you will not see what it is individually. So what I'm going to likely do is compare with an old order and see what the shipping is on that. Now, I did randomly go on PlayAsia and throw an item on and see how much the shipping was with the item, and it was like $9. I'm like, So it's kind of up in the air on that, but they said they're gonna be combining shit, so at least you don't have to worry about it as an individual thing. Now, whether it's going to be really expensive or not, I mean, if I look at old PlayAsia stuff I ordered. Let's see, let me go to PlayAsia here and look at some of my old orders. Now, the thing is, so PlayAsia used to have free shipping on 100 plus orders and stuff, and that's usually what I would get a lot of my stuff under. I usually bought it with the free shipping. Ever since they got rid of it, I hadn't made a lot of purchases. So, the last two purchases I made did have the shipping thing on them. So, let's see. I had a order of 3 games. It was 2 Switch games and a PS5 game, and it had a shipping of $10.90. And then I had a shipment of 7 games that had a shipment of $18.90. So if I put 1 game in my shopping cart right now. It has $8.90 for shipping right now for one game. So let's change that one game. Let's see, can I change the quantity of that? Let's change that to 7 games. So 7 games is $16.90. So honestly, the shipping price doesn't really feel like it's very changed very much. How much did I say that one order I had was? I just did a 7 copies of Gaiden, just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7. So if 7 copies of Gaiden are cheaper than these, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 PlayStation 5 games, 1 PS4 game, and 2 Switch games in this order, and it had $18.90. But this order of 7 copies of Gaiden comes out to 16. What was it? $16.90 shipping. So yeah, like that actually is cheaper than my last order I did of a bunch of Asian version of stuff that has English that was cheaper. So that's kind of crazy. Actually, it's actually cheaper on that. That's weird. I don't know if that may fluctuate. Keep in mind, all this is new, and things are absolutely capable of fluctuating, changing, and stuff. But I just wanted to give my kind of opinion and what's going on some of this stuff, since, you know, this is new stuff, and some people ain't really keeping an eye on this crap, so they might be like, oh, what the fuck is this? Why is this dude delivering my mail asking for more money? Is this a new scam? And you can bet your fucking ass people are gonna somehow try and find ways to scam people at some of this shit. Mark my words. But, yeah. It looks like Video Games Plus will be your best option for importing if you want to completely avoid our new tariff system in America. Now, like I said, showing based off of what's on PlayAsia right now, it doesn't really feel like the tariffs is really doing much on their front currently. So it looks like outside of the no longer having the free shipping, which I greatly miss. I really miss that. I mean, when they first were doing a lot of this shit, they got rid of the free shipping, so that was a real loss on that. That's sad. Ugh. But eBay is what I'm going to be a lot more concerned about in this regard personally. So I'm gonna have to likely find something on eBay and see how that goes exactly. Hopefully, at the end of the day, all this tariff stuff won't be actually that big of a deal, I hope. Hopefully. Best way, obviously, is to compare to some of your past orders. Like I said, with PlayAsia, that's a little hard since a lot of my past orders were the free shipping. I only have 2 orders that didn't qualify because it was after that, after they dumped it. Which is a shame again. But yeah, eBay is going to definitely be the more iffy one. Now, of course, the tariff thing is only affecting imported goods. So, you know, your usual places aren't going to matter much with like Amazon and like GameStop and that, because you're buying them within your own country, so it's not a problem in that regard unless you're doing something really weird. So yeah, so it looks like yeah, I would advise checking Video Games Plus and kind of compare. Keep in mind, Video Games Plus uses Canadian dollars, which is on the bottom of the bill of the money exchange, meaning if your exchange rate to Canadian is actually worse, you're actually in a really poor country probably then, because even the fucking American dollar is worth more than Canadian dollar. So, but yeah, the exchange rate is likely going to be like out of like 95% of people's in their favor. So I mean, But you will likely want to compare whatever the checkout with Video Games Plus is to the equivalent of eBay or PlayAsia or any other import site like, what is that one, PNP, that's now a Canadian store. But, actually, that's an interesting question. I don't know if PNP made a statement on what tariffs are doing in regards to them, actually. I mean, with Video Games Plus being a big competitor of theirs, as they're both Canadian stores, it would be interesting to see them have to be paying the tariffs, and that would really hurt their competing with Video Games Plus. So, but yeah, that's pretty much as much as information that is going on. Obviously, this all sucks. We don't want to pay more. I don't want to pay more. Gaming's expensive, and gaming's only getting more expensive as everyone's raising their console prices and shit. Like, it's pretty crazy what's going on these days with shit, you got PS5, the Xbox Series, and the fucking Switch all going up in price, even though they're fucking old now. You should be going down, but they're going up. It's quite ballistically weird and insane. We're living through crazy times, that's for sure. So, you gotta save, and you gotta figure out ways to make this shit work. So, yeah, I'm just trying to partake some knowledge to you in hopes that you can save yourself some trouble, some money, and get your stuff better. But, yeah, that's as it stands what's going on in that regard. So, will it change? Hard to say. Usually a lot of times when stuff goes up in price, it doesn't very often come down very easily. And considering the government, gets like tax money out of this, like that's supposed to be kind of one of the points to tariffs, you get tax money, and it's supposed to be a portion of like punishing like out of country stuff. Yeah, it's like I get the idea. It's like we want a made in America. Personally, and this is just me. Personally, if I was like Mr. Trump or something, I would probably try to more like target the companies that you want to, like the Chinese manufacturing of whatever garbage. I kind of feel like literally affecting everything in the market is kind of dog shit myself, but we're not really making a political video here. I just want to state I basically hate all politicians. I'm in a very picking the lesser evil kind of situation, which is really hard when they're basically all fucking pure evil. But that's, again, getting into politics, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I just try to talk about the gaming side effect shit here. So, maybe if we're lucky, the next president or something might change something in regards to this to affect more of the things they want to actually affect versus stuff like this. But, it's probably not really strong hope for it. Sadly, this is basically probably the new future of importing, sadly. So, you'll want to buckle down and probably try to figure out the ways to save you extra dollars. But, like I said, on PlayAsia's end, at least it's not showing too much of a real difference, so that's good. For now, at least. Again, this is all subject to change. Who knows? Next month, maybe the shipping goes to, like, for 2 games, it's $20 because of tariffs. Who knows? Hopefully not. They did say they are doing everything they can to not burden the consumer, which, I mean, considering they got with free shipping, it's going to be tricky. And to be honest, as long as the tariffs exist for PlayAsia, it pretty much probably means free shipping's probably never coming back. At least not outside specials. Like, they'll likely still, like, have like a monthly special thing here and there. They'll be like, oh, this month or this much and get free shipping. They might do that once in a while, but like as in all year long, yeah, free shipping's probably dead on PlayAsia. It's probably not coming back unless something happens to these tariffs. So yeah, it looks like we can't really make fun of the VAT system too much. It looks like it's came to bite us all in the ass. What a shame. But yeah, I would recommend checking Video Games Plus first and then comparing the checkout with shipping and that. I would say if Video Games Plus plays the cards right, they, like I said, could end up in a very good situation of ending up with a lot more buyers out of all this if they play their cards good and right. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Like I said, as of now, they said they are not passing the buck to us, and that they're going to be making a in U.S. shipping department for their U.S. customers. So overall, if they play their cards right, this will work out very well for Video Games Plus. If anything, Play Asia could even possibly look into doing something similar, maybe. Though it might be more complicated for them. I don't know. It's kinda But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say on the matter. So if you got any other questions or any tips or any knowledge that you heard about that, feel free to leave a comment down below. Until next time, I'll see you out there in the proving grounds. Ta-ta for now.